Different part of service industry for our well-being and that there, and I invite Andrea Dalton up from Irish Hypnosis in that there, please.
Thanks. So, good morning, everyone. Thank you, John, and thank you, Eugene, for allowing me to speak today. So I'm a local clinical hypnotherapist based in Ballyroan and Rathfarnham. I also have two other therapies, CAM therapy, which is only 2 years old and developed by a clinical hypnotherapist who's taught me hypnotherapy. And I'm also going to be qualified in havening, which is a very gentle therapy again to help people. So how did I get into this? 12 years ago, I had my son, Jack. And after I had Jack, 3 weeks later, I almost died. Getting a bit emotional there. So everything is grand. I'm on medication for life because I got clots, and it's something later we discovered it's in the family. But it took me 2 years, physically and mentally more so, to recover from that life-changing event. And I just said to myself, what can I do to change my life? So when I was up in Tala Hospital, I was there for about 2-3 weeks. A friend of mine, who comes from a family of very famous bioenergy therapists, he was only training. He came up and he worked on me, and I felt amazing. I couldn't breathe. I was highly oxygenated. And this lad was only, even though his family is very famous for energy training, they're also a family of Daltons, but unrelated. So he worked on me, and I just thought, wow, this is incredible. Roll on another couple of years, I got another set of clots out of the blue. And I said, right, phone this number, get onto that course. And that course literally saved my life. So then I trained with Tom Griffin, who brought bioenergy into Ireland almost about 40 years ago. And he developed a course called The Hidden Mind. And we douse the entire body to find out what's going on with the system, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. And as a result of that, you're working with the subconscious mind, which I'm fascinated with. And I got a graw then to go on and train in hypnotherapy. And it blew my mind away. I wasn't offered many services when I was ill. I didn't know how to reach out to anybody. There was the traditional counselling. But I hadn't realised, after that life-changing event, it went back to when I was about 1.5 and I nearly drowned in the sea. My mum couldn't swim, my dad was off for a walk, and I'm drowning. So that's what hypnotherapy does. It brings you back to the past, finds out the root cause of the problem, you desensitise it, you redress it, and you make the person feel better in themselves. Talk therapies are fantastic. They work from the top down. We work from the bottom up. We go back in the past and find out what's affected the person in their life, because with hypnotherapy, we do know that between the age of 0 and 7, and even when you're in utero, something has affected you, something has happened in order to cause this pattern, whether you're trapped in anxiety, PTSD, panic attacks, fears, phobias of spiders, something's happened between the age of 0 and 7. And we go back into your childhood. And hypnotherapy, people are saying, what's it all about? The only way I can describe it to you is my own personal experience. You're in your bliss. There's no lists, there's no worries, there's no cares, there's no fears in your mind. You're deeply relaxed. You're 100% aware of what's going on around you. Your hearing is heightened between 200 and 300%, and you're in control all the time. So it's not a case of me saying, well, go over there, stand in the corner and sing Yankee Doodle Dandy. It's not like stage hypnosis. I can also do that, but I choose to help people. I can, but I actually choose to help people with their mental health because of my journey in life. So hypnosis works with the subconscious mind, as I said. We're all sitting here today and you're judging me. This is one of the traits of your conscious mind. It's responsible for your short-term memory, which only lasts about 2 to 3 minutes. And then it goes into your subconscious mind. And it's responsible for your willpower. So if you've ever tried to quit smoking, if you've ever tried to lose weight, or set yourself a goal, your willpower only will last for so long. You don't want to be made to steal to continue that willpower. Now, some people are made to steal, some people can run that marathon, some people can lose the weight and keep it off the rest of their life. But your subconscious mind is very, very lazy. It likes doing the same old thing all the time. It doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's imagined. And that's where the key lies. It can't tell the difference. So if I asked all of you today to imagine you have a lemon in your hand. You know the colour of it, you know the shape of it, you know the feel of it, you know the smell of it. Because that's all in your long-term memory. So if I asked you now to imagine cutting that lemon in half, what does anybody get? Anybody get anything? You cut the lemon?
Juice.
Yeah? Smell, maybe? If I asked you to pretend to take a bite out of that lemon. Pretend to take a bite out of the lemon. Seriously, try it. What would you get? Yeah. That's your long-term memory in your subconscious mind telling you what you've experienced about a lemon. And that's why we can travel back, even in past life regression, and find out maybe who you were in a past life, or what's happened in your current life to affect you in your present moment in time. If you suffer from fear of flying, fear of spiders, fear of onions even, I've worked with somebody for. So it's an absolutely phenomenal therapy. So leading on from that then, this man, Carl Anthony, developed 2 years ago the Carl Anthony method. We call it the CAM method. 6 hours with me. 4 hours one day, 2 hours the next will absolutely change your life. It'll bring every single area in your life up. It not only gets rid of the PTSD, anxiety, panic attacks, fears, phobias, you name it, whatever it is they're coming in to be, social anxiety, it's resolved. We don't do coping. Why would you want to cope in life? Why would you want to manage something and be medicated? I'm not anti-medication, but why would you want to be in a position where you have to get up every day and try and deal with things? We don't do that. Coping's gone. This second therapy definitely puts coping out the window and you live your life freely the way you were meant to live it. So recently I had an emergency case. They called me on Thursday. A youth, 15 years old, had had several years of CBT therapy. His mom was so desperate, he wouldn't take any traditional medication, so his mom sourced CBD oil for him. And he was overusing it, overprescribing. But he was still coping. He wasn't going to school. He's doing his junior cert this year. Days he wouldn't get out of bed. So she drove up to Tala Hospital and 6 hours in A&E, have been triaged. She said, how long more have I to wait? And I drove from another county. And they said, you have another 11 hours before we're going to look at this child to get it through the CAM service. And they were desperate. So I said, bring him up on Saturday. Normally, as I said, it's a 4-hour therapy in one day. You have the adjustment and you come back the next day for 2 hours. But I worked with this young lad for 6 hours. Got rid of a load of anger. And that's usually the case with a lot of people. We carry a lot of anger with us, whether you realise it or not. But his was quite, you could see it walking in the door. 6 hours later, he is communicating with his dad on the way home in the car, which he didn't on the way up, and he would not normally. He'd say hello, that's it. 2-hour drive up, no conversation. How awkward is that? Silence is deafening. He chatted the whole way home. He has gone to school every day since. He just keeps on saying, the silence in my head. I don't have the negative cycle of thoughts like a washing machine going around. I don't have the anxiety in my stomach. I feel good enough. I feel worthy like anyone else in my class, in my house, anywhere. He can go anywhere now, do anything. That's the type of phenomenal change I'm looking at. And it's not just for somebody personally, it's actually in business as well, corporate. If your team, aren't putting the bar, why aren't they? Why aren't they reaching that bar? Are they consistently calling in sick? Are they just kind of dossing in work? What's holding them back professionally? And how we can deal with that, how we can help them, just live their life, go into work, perform their highest game every day. That's going to save in business and industry lots of money from people who are sick or not performing for whatever reason in their life. And then I had read an article a few years ago by Paul McKenna on havening and how it's going to change the face of hypnotherapy, which I firmly believe CAM is going to do as well. And I said, God, I have to meet this man. So I haven't met Paul McKenna yet. I'll be flying over to London at the end of this year to meet him. I met one of the men who developed Haven, twin brothers. One's a neuroscientist, one is a medical doctor, highly successful men from New York. And it's a very gentle way of, again, treating PTSD, anxiety, fears, phobias, panic attacks. So would you all like to try a little bit of Haven? Yes. So it's basically you're rubbing your arms, washing your face, and washing your hands. All right? So I am loved. I am loved. Just repeat that. I don't seem silly. I am loved. I am happy. I am happy. I'm going to have a great day today. Just say that one more time. I am loved. I am happy. I'm going to have a great day today. And that's Haven. And if you did that every morning, imagine bringing that into schools, the little ones. Teaching them how to do that. If there's a dispute or they feel less than, they should do. And they just do this. The teacher introduces this in the class. Imagine how positive those little beings are going to be when they grow to be our age. That they're not going to have the baggage that, let's face it, a lot of us do. And you don't want to bring the baggage with you. You want to leave it there and walk off and live your life freely. So that's me. I'm based in Ballyrone. I absolutely love what I do. I'm passionate about helping people because, as I said, the services, they really weren't there, or I didn't know how to reach out to find them when I was ill. And mental health has affected my whole family. And I don't want that for people. I don't want people to have to cope. I don't want people to have to suffer. I want to help people get on and live their life the way they should be, happy and free. So thank you very much for listening to me today.